Hey Stampers, it's Judy Klock here coming to you for another night of stamping. So about a week and a half ago, I did a customer survey and everybody said they were interested in fun folds and coloring techniques. So this week I'm featuring a couple of fun folds. On Tuesday for my lesson at lunch, I did a gatefold easel fun fold. And if you haven't seen that, you can go back. It was on Tuesday of this week. So that was what, August 1st. And then tonight we're featuring two fun folds. One is very basic. I think probably all of you know it, but it's an easy fun fold for someone who's beginning. And, I like to do a card that's good for beginners and something that's a little bit more advanced. So this is our beginner card tonight. It's really very easy. I'm kind of playing with the old color and contour stamp set. We're going to be using this on Saturday for our stamping bingo, that stamp set. And I just love the blue and yellow together. So I just thought it was a perfect little card for a beginning stamper to kind of do a very quick and easy fun fold. And then we're going to step it up. We're going to add some die cuts, and we're going to do another little bit more of a fancy fun fold. Okay, where you've got kind of this like little piece here. We're going to do some die cuts with the circles. And for those of you that are in my Crafty Stampers VIP group, I issued a color challenge this week. It was lemon lime twist, melon mambo, and blueberry bushel. So I don't know if you'll notice, but those colors are all contained in this card. So I opted to use the Beautiful Balloons DSP, which has both the lemon lime twist and the blueberry bushel. I've paired it with some bubble bath because I knew I wanted to use the melon mambo. So I thought the bubble bath would be a nice complement to that color. So that's how you can do a color challenge. You can incorporate the color in any way you want. You could have made the card base one of the main colors. I opted to go with the Designer Series paper and just some accents. And I also used the Melon Mambo ink, which I did stamp off once on the card. So let's go ahead and get started. And let's have some fun today. So I'm actually taping this on Wednesday because, as many of you may know, my husband had hip replacement surgery about 2 weeks ago. And I have to drive him somewhere tomorrow night for a meeting. So I won't be able to be live. So I wanted to go ahead and do this tonight. So it's Wednesday night, actually. All right. So for our first card, we've got a piece of our Misty Moonlight. This is 4 1/4 by 11. So we're doing it the long ways, and we're going to score it at 5 1/2. And then we're going to bring in our paper trimmer, and we are going, this is the front of our card. So we are going to cut it at 2 3/4, right in half. Okay, so now we've got that. So now we've got our two pieces right here. And this is what's going to become, oh, shoot, I always forget to do this. Okay, you don't want to see me big. You want to see this. So all I did was I put the front of my card in my trimmer. I put the edge at 2 3/4 and I sliced it off. So now we've got like a card, a half card. And in this piece, we're going to turn this way and we're going to finish our card. So I need to cut one more piece. I thought I had a piece of basic white cut, but I don't. So I'm going to cut this to 4 by 2 1/2. And I already know it's 4, so I'm just going to cut it to the 2 1/2. All right, and that is going to go right there. All right, so I already put my Stampin' Pierce mat underneath here because I know that I'm using my photopolymers stamps. So I'm going to stamp both in Misty Moonlight and Lemon Lolly. So I'm going to stamp my sentiment first, because if I don't stamp my sentiment, then I may not have room for it later. So I like to stamp my sentiment first. Okay, thank you for everything. Now I know where the placement of my flowers can go. So I'm going to stamp the flower outline in our Misty Moonlight. I'm going to put a whole one there. Put like a half of one there, and maybe like a quarter of one there. Okay, so that is my flowers. Now I'm going to come back with my, and this is again, very simple stamping. But I like this because I just like this stamp set. All right, so I'm going to stamp it in Lemon Lolly. Now, there is a way, if you look at the center designs, you can sort of see that it follows along a little bit on the center of the flower. And I'm going to try to line these up. Okay, but it's not going to match exactly, but it's going to be close. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Got my big fat head in the way. All right, and another one right. Can't really see right there. All right, that one's a little bit off. That one's really off. But if you want, you can go in and I could just kind of stamp again if I wanted to get like a little bit more color in there. And there we have it. So it doesn't really matter with these stamp sets so much. Let me close this up. So that is it for our stamping on our first card. So let's go ahead and assemble. So I've got a piece of basic white here that is 4 by 5 1/4. We're just going to go ahead and put that in on our card base. So I've, for those of you who are wondering about that color challenge I spoke of, I have a Crafty Stampers VIP group on Facebook. I've sort of let it languish because I just didn't know really what I wanted to do with it. So I'm starting to revitalize it, and it's going to be more of challenges and just sharing of projects and ideas. So if you want to join, just send me a request to join and we'll put you in the club. But these people, those would be the people that you would get like first notice of any specials that I may have, like if I do mystery bag sales or, you know, maybe if I have like a retreat coming up, they would get first notice. All right, so I've got here a piece of our Countryside in DSP. This was also a piece of Countryside in DSP. It was 4 by like 3/4 of an inch. It was just a scrap, but I thought it would be pretty to put on the edge. This piece is 4 by 2 1/2 because this is 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. So I'm just going to move that out of the way for a minute. And we're just going to go ahead and put this right here. I just love this DSP. It's so pretty. All right, now we're going to put our piece here. Now we want to have this piece even with the edge. All right, so now we're going to put some seal just over here. So I'm going to kind of put my thumb where I kind of know I want it to go. So I'm going to just put like 2 strips right there because I don't want it to hang over and get on like the inside of my card. So now I'm just going to go ahead and kind of match it up, kind of center it a little bit and just press it down. All right, there we have it. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some dimensionals. Okay, if I can, I thought I had my iridescent pearls here somewhere because I wanted to add those. Those are not them. Let me see. They might be. Oh, there they are. I knew I had them somewhere close. I was using them last night. Okay, there we go. We're going to add that. Okay, and now, just if you want to add a little bling, you can do 2 things. We're going to add some iridescent pearls. Okay, and there's 2 sizes here. There's a large and a small. Okay, so we're just going to kind of, we'll put a large one in the big flower and one in the small flower. And then maybe one in this small flower up here. Okay, so now we've added some iridescent pearls. That'll add just a little bit of shimmer. And then we are going to add some Wink of Stella. Now, when I'm using Wink of Stella and I'm getting it started, I like to get it started off on scrap paper because if it comes out in a big blop, it comes out on your scrap paper. Like it just came out, let me show you, in a big blop. just like that, which is why I kind of do it off on the side. And I'm just going to add, I'm going to brush some Wink of Stella on my flowers. And again, I love Wink of Stella because it's a very subtle effect. It's a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of glitter. That's not messy because it's contained in the pen, but it adds just a little bit of shimmer to your cards. Okay, so again, great little embellishment for beginners. Everybody should have a Wink of Stella in their stash. You need a Wink of Stella. All right, so that is our first card. Again, very easy, very simple. All right, so now for our next card, I'll put that over there. This is up just a wee tad. All right, I have here a piece of Bubble Bath. It's 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4. I have 2 pieces of the beautiful balloon, or Bright and Beautiful DSP, 4 by 5 1/4, and 1 3/4 by 5. I have here a piece of basic white. It is 4. No, let me run that back. Yes, it is 4 by 8. And we are going to, no, it is not 4 by 8. It is 5 by 8. Okay, 5 by 8. So we're going to add that to the inside, and then we're going to add this piece of DSP here. But before I do that, I need to cut a hole in the front of my card. So I'm going to put on my Designer Series paper, and I'm going to put it on the front of my card. Okay. Now I'm going to take one of my layering circle dies. All right. And I am going to cut this. Now I'm going to do this a little bit off screen because of the way my desk is. Everything is very precariously balanced. But if you don't know how to work a big shot, that can be a video for another day. It's not a big shot. Oh my goodness, listen to me. It's a Stampin' Up! Stamp Cut and Emboss machine. Big Shot was the old machine I had. All right. Let me see, I still have my old magnetic plate. All right, so now you've got 2 circles that you can use for another project. We're going to put those off to the side. We've got our main card base here. Now we're going to take our piece of white, okay, and it's scored at 4 inches and at 6 inches, okay, and that's going to give us another fold. I'm burnishing it. I'm going to put it in. I want to put it in so that my fold is on the right side, okay, because if you put it in on the left side, that is not going to work, friends. So our fold has to be on the right. Oh, Mia just came down. Oh, and Oliver's down here. Look at this. Everybody's coming down to hang with Mom tonight. Oliver's my golden. Mia is my beagle mix. All right, now we're going to add our piece of Designer Series paper right there. And it doesn't have to be the same as the front. If you want to use a different DSP, you can, or if you have a pretty pattern on the reverse that you want to use, feel free. This was kind of a plain on the reverse, so I wanted to use this one. I just figured I'd keep it all the same. Oh, all right, well, I didn't place that down exactly right, but all right, so now we've got I cut our Melon Mambo circle a little bit earlier. I can't speak tonight. And I'm going to add some adhesive kind of right here. All right, we're going to add this circle right in there. Okay. Oh, look, I got Wink of Stella. Oh, yikes. That's why you have to be so careful. Hold on, let me see if I can fix this. If not, I might be cutting another one. Well, it's going to be covered up by our other circle, so we're good. All right, so now I've got that. Make sure I don't have Wink on my fingers. All right, now let's stamp. I'm using the Enchanted Butterfly for this. It's like a two-step. You have the flat side, and then you have the more detailed side. So I'm going to stamp the flat side in Bubble Bath. Okay. All right. And this won't fit exactly on the circle. It's close. All right, we've got that. Ooh, I didn't like the way that came out. Let's do it one more time. Paper has two sides. Okay, much better. All right, then I'm going to reverse it, and I'm going to have the detailed side up, and we're going to stamp that in Melon Mambo, but we're going to stamp off the Melon Mambo first. Full strength, it was a little too dark. You know, you try something and you realize, ooh, that's too dark. So we're going to stamp it off, and then we're just going to stamp it over our Bubble Bath image. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to stamp a sentiment, and the sentiment is from our Go-To Greetings set, and it's just a very simple, going to stamp thinking of you. Okay, just do it like this, thinking of you. Okay, and I'm just going to, oh, I did it in Melon Mambo. That's fine. Where's my scissor? There it is. And I am just going to trim this on an angle, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to finish putting our card together. All right, so we're going to add our butterfly right to our Melon Mambo circle. Okay. All right. I'm going to kind of put it on a little bit of an angle. All right, that looks pretty good. Now, I've got some, I don't know, baubles up there. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to put some gems over that. Because that's what we do when we get baubles. I don't know where that all came from. All right, so let's take a big blue one. We'll put that there. All right, we got some of them covered. Let's take a small one, and we will put that, if I can get it, doesn't want to come up. We'll put that maybe over there. And then we'll take one more small one and kind of put it over there. Okay, so we've kind of covered up the bauble. I think that might have been from the Week of Stella. All right, and then I have my little thinking of you. I'm going to pop that up on some dimensionals. If I can find where I put them, maybe not. Oh, they're there. They were hiding under my stamp sets. I'm going to just kind of put two of them on there. Yep. Well, if I can get it off my thumb or my finger. There we go. And there is our second fun fold. Okay. So I hope you like this tonight. I hope you will give these fun folds a try. As you know, I always have a corresponding blog post that you can go read. I usually give you a little bit more information on the dimensionals and a list of items that I use. So if you want to shop, you can. And if you want to sign up for my email list, I would love to have you. I send out at least one weekly email. I usually include a free tutorial and some tips and tricks, just as well as information on my specials that I might be having, specials that Stampin' Up! Might be having. And occasionally when there's a time-sensitive information that I need to get out, I will send out sort of like an off-cycle email. So, for example, when the new catalog drops, I may send out an email saying, hey, the catalog's out today. You can go order from it. And that may not be on a Friday. But that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I would hope that you would do so. Just click that little subscribe button and make sure you hit the bell icon so you can be notified when I upload new content. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Have a great weekend and happy stamping, everyone. Bye.